Hey, it's Andrew here from safetyontap.com. This episode is part of my 2017 end of year challenge. I'm committing to give you 2 weeks of solid advice, reflections and actions so you can maximize what you learned from 2017 and unleash your potential in 2018. I'm sharing one episode every single day for the 2 weeks leading up to Christmas. So check out episodes 55 through 65. There's no particular order to these. Each one of them on their own will be great, but listen to more of them and you'll get much greater value. And if you're listening to this at any other time of the year, then have no fear. The best time for you to take action on this stuff is always right now. I need to start by saying that we've been tricked into thinking that learning only comes from somewhere else or someone else. I need to learn from a teacher or my university course or my parents or my boss or this book or this training course or this article. Sure, you can learn from those other things and other people, but we don't get taught where most of our learning comes from. But it's changing. For most of us, we were part of an education system that had this kind of trickery built into it. But kids these days, they're a bit luckier than us. Check out what came along with my kids' school reports. It's their personal reflection on their year, what they've done well, what's been a challenge, a goal that they achieved, and what they hope to work towards next year. Dan in particular wanted to write smaller, Imelda wanted to get to 80,000 words, and Evan wants to work on his 500s and 600s. Now, if you're listening to just the audio of this, I'll include a screenshot of those little reflections in the free download for this episode that you can get from safetyontap.com/Ep062. So at least schools are getting smarter. They've realised that one of the key missing parts of learning is what we learn from ourselves. And as adults, we are our own best teachers because our life experiences, challenges and successes are the richest source of information available to us. The 70-20-10 model is a good way of explaining this kind of learning, which you can listen to more about in episode 35. Reflection is one of those core skills that we support people to develop inside Safety on Tap Connected membership. In fact, our onboarding process has an entire lesson dedicated just to that. Reflection costs nothing except for time. It has a very strong mindfulness component to it, and it forces you to really engage a higher level of cognition than you normally would in many of your learning experiences. So here's a few tips that I've learned for you to be your own best teacher and engage in reflective practice. It's an individual thing, so there's no one way to do it. But reflective practice does work well when it has a familiar structure. We've created a worksheet for members in Safety on Tap Connected, which is good as a starting point. It helps you focus. It involves questioning, analysis. It stimulates sense making, and it must finish with action. That's your commitment to improve. Reflective practice works best when it's a habit. That's why it's called practice. And habits do take a while to establish, so you need to work on it. Reflective practice is flexible enough to be an individual thing you do on your own, but it works really well as a social learning experience too, in a conversation with someone you trust. Reflective practice is not just thinking about stuff, it's thinking but writing stuff down as well. I don't care whether you think you are an auditory learner or whatever. It's pretty clear that when you write, you engage a bunch of additional areas in your brain which aid the thinking process, the memory process, and motivation as well. If you've listened to many of my other podcasts or videos, you'll see how pervasive this reflection idea is in what I talk about, because it's just so powerful. Episode 55 talks about the single word or phrase that might guide you in 2018, as opposed to goals or New Year's resolutions. That requires reflection. In every interview I do, I offer my reflections on the discussion, along with my own freehand reflection notes, plus a reflection template. In this 10 Days of Christmas set of vodcasts, I've taken it up a notch by giving you tailored, specific reflective questions in the downloadable worksheets for each one. You are your best teacher. I want you to make reflection a habit in 2018 and beyond. So I want to give you the reflection worksheet that members of Safety on Tap Connected use. You can get this from safetyontap.com/Ep062, where you can download your free copy along with the transcript for this episode. If you want to create the conditions to improve your reflective practice and to do it with the support of me as your coach and a community of reflective learners, then you should consider becoming a member of Safety on Tap Connected. If you go to safetyontap.com/connected, you can find out more. Or if you want me to come out in person and help you and your team, just send me an email to andrew@safetyontap.com. Making reflective practice a part of your routine will help you uncover some amazing new ways to take positive, effective, and rewarding action to grow yourself and to drastically improve health and safety along the way. See ya.